Okay, and we have returned with Theme Hospital. You may call me Hauffman. And well, as you can see here, the hospital has already been constructed. By the end of the previous episode, we actually started the scenario. We had 2 empty wings to work with. But I took the time between the previous episode and this one to actually, get the hospital already laid out. So when we returned with this episode, we would actually go straight into the action. Speaking of that, let's start this. So let me explain you what have I done here and how was it. Well, it was actually a pain in the ass to work with these wings here because they're kind of uneven on the amount of space it provides. What does that mean is that, well, you can't really fit rooms perfectly inside, let's say. You can see here I've actually had to make bigger rooms over here, because if I try to make these rooms as small as I could, to try and fit something else in the middle here, it doesn't work, because by placing these rooms here, it leaves a 3 wide corridor in the middle here. And as you may remember, the minimum size for any room is actually, should I hire an extra handyman? Hang there. This guy, is that the guy I wanted to hire? Yeah, it is. How many handymans do I have? I think I have 4 now, right? Yeah, 4. So there wouldn't be enough space here to place another room. As you might remember, the minimum size for a room is 4x4. So I had to stretch these rooms. Well, I thought these were the most important rooms. Not only that, as they are naturally bigger than usual. So I think the doctors working here at least will be happier. I do believe so. So this space over here, the side over here, is actually not the worst. Wasn't the worst actually to plan and to try and fit the rooms. This is even worse because, as you can see here, there's a big corridor here in the middle. Well, if I'm desperate, I could have actually I can actually try to place perhaps a GP's office over here, but the problem is here is that by placing a room over here, there will be a 1 square wide corridor here, and as far as I remember, that's not a good thing, because I think people get stuck when you leave 1 square wide corridors, or they don't like tight corridors. I think there's something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I need to place a GP's someone in the GP's office there. You work in the GP's office. Let me have a look here in the doctors. Anything interesting? Ooh, this guy is not that expensive, and he is. I think I will hire this guy. I try not to be too crazy on my staff here. As you can see, I've hired some extra doctors, and I really went on with this guy because he's a psychiatric and a surgeon. So we already could build a surgery room, or actually the right name is the operating theater. But I don't know, it's 8,000 and you need to build a ward too. So I don't know, I think I will first try to see how am I doing on the money, trying to have a feel of the level, how many visitors we'll have, all that stuff before building extra rooms. In fact, we could even build a research department, but I don't know, let's hold on our money until we realize how will this level be like. So yeah, here it was a pain in the ass to actually lay out the rooms. You know, there's this space here was quite uneven and not very good to work with. But okay, if we need to, we can place extra rooms over here and go with that 1 square wide corridor. Not the ideal, but like I said, if I'm desperate, that's what I'm going to do. I also try to place some benches here. It's not looking the best, but I think it kind of work, because I can't place benches over here on this orientation right here. It grays out, so it had to be placed like that to make the best use of this space over here. So, but I think it's fine. I think it's okay. Could be much worse, supposedly. Up here, I was thinking about making this like a staff only wing, but it was also a real pain in the ass to make the calls here, take the decisions, because I was this is the best I could make with the staff room. I crammed as many sofas inside as I could. Try to place, at least one of each thing. I like to go with free video games because, man, I suppose you can only play like I don't know, Tetris here or something. But jokes aside, this is the best I could come with. I know I could have perhaps placed the staff room over here, but I was thinking that it was better to have the research department as a bigger place. But now that I think about it, I would use only like 3 researchers. Well, I don't know, if we need to, perhaps I don't want to even make this a staff only place. After all, I don't know, I might move this staff room elsewhere and make such idea elsewhere. We have plenty of space to build or to use when making when building our rooms. So I don't know, let's see what will the future bring to us, but I think it's fine as it is for now. Yes, it's still I suppose a very comfortable room. Right, staff. Well, two nurses. Yeah, I think it's pretty standard. Perhaps a little more doctors than I needed. I don't know. Oh, have I messed with this actually? Yeah, I have. Because this goddamn thing resets every time, every scenario I start. Anything else I should be having a look into? Let's see how is our status doing. Wow, we have 0% of the population in our hospital. I have no idea why. We just started. We shouldn't have any problems with ratings, especially because it's not how's the it's at 500. So let's wait and see how will things work out for us. That's why I try to stick with the money I currently have. We're not making any money, 7,000 bucks out, but this is probably due to some rooms I've recently built, so we gotta wait to see purely how is the money in, money out doing, yes, for us, and to realize if we are, or to find out if we are bleeding money or if we are making money, all that stuff. Right, let me think here. Let me see, have I forgotten your room? I have a feeling like there is something that could have been placed but it wasn't. I will do this later on when we start making money and we actually have proof that we are making money for the graphics, the charts. The inflation room, research department also will hold to it for now, or hold it down for now until we start making money. Because I suppose by the beginning it's natural that we will be losing it. Yeah, there's like 3,000 bucks coming out. Hopefully we'll be able to make at least 3,000 bucks. Yes, soon enough. Alright, so I don't know if you remember, by the end of the previous episode, I actually managed to drop the ball, and by the end of the previous scenario, mind you, and got a patient killed and a machinery exploded on me and stuff, and it was like very I just couldn't believe that the machinery did exploded, as I had just checked. By the way, come on, Handyman, stay on top of it. I couldn't believe that machine ended up blowing up, because man, I just checked its health, and it was perfectly, and then there was that earthquake and boom, poof, it went. But yeah, I was in real disbelief with that fact, and then I actually went ahead and went over the internet to see what was going on. I know I said I wasn't going to do so because I was trying to have a clean analysis on the game without interference from outside information. But yeah, because if we by not looking up things in the internet, I might be able to spot flaw designs on the game, we might able to spot such flaws, as I believe that the game should provide you all the information you need in order to play the game. Yes, but well, okay, this is an old game. It is possible that what happened is there was some information on the game's manual. Yeah, back in the time, games actually featured a manual for you to check up to buy the physical when you buy the physical copy, and sometimes even digital copies come with a digital manual. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's the best practice. I think it would be even more interesting to actually have such information in the game, you know, like a information button or a help button or something, or even some sort of feature or tip box, that anything that is actually part of the game. Yes, but okay, whatever the case, I actually went to the internet looking for an explanation to what happened before my eyes. How could that machine have exploded when it was in a perfect condition? Is it the fact that there's nothing you could have done to prevent that machine from blowing up after a earthquake? Well, then looking up in the internet, I realized that there is actually a important design flaw in this game, mind you. Well, I do believe it is an important one. When you open the machine window, as you supposedly see all the information you need. What are you guys queuing for? The GP's office? Yes. Supposedly you see all the important information here in this window, like, well, the number of times the hardware has been used. I don't know what's the relevance of this. Supposedly the most as it gets used, it gets well, more damaged or something, or it gets old and they have to replace the machine. It makes the logic says that should be the case, but this is a game, you know, not everything follows reality. So I don't know, the game does not, the thing is, the game does not explain us what's the use for this information. Other than that, you have the machinery condition. Yes, now this is kinda obvious, I suppose. No need for explanation, one might even say. Oh, just now we got our first cure. Game's going kinda slow here. What else? Well, how many people do we have queuing for the GP's office? Only 3. What are you guys waiting for? GP's office, and you... Now you are queuing too for... Oh, you are also queuing for the GP's office. How's the money doing for us? Well, it hasn't updated because the game is running kinda slow here. Oh, what's this? New condition? Not really. So yeah, and also you have here the button to call for the handyman to fix the machine and to replace the hardware, which I don't know what's the difference between the two. The game does not explain that. What I believe to be the case is that we cannot help you go home. As the game does not explain the difference between these two ways of fixing the machine, one would believe that while the handyman doesn't cost anything, it's much slower. If you are the expert, you can actually replace the hardware to get it fixed fast. Alright, but that's not the truth. That's not all the information you need in here. Now, when you hover your mouse pointer over things, how many people do we have queued here? Well, will I need an extra GP's office? I don't even know how am I doing on money here. Yeah, we're not making much money. Yeah, I think we can bear these conditions for the patients for now. What was I saying? Yeah, so when you hover your mouse button over patients, let me slow the time here so I can talk without worrying much. The buttons down here actually disappear, and that square over there presents you some information which supposedly can also be seen here, as you can realize here for the tidiness of this character. You can also see here there's some extra information sometimes, like you can see, you can tell what are they doing. Supposedly that's an important information, but yeah, we can say that only minor information is shown here. Yes, the important information is actually within the characters or items window. Yes, but the thing is, that's not really the case, because there's some important information in this window here when you hover the mouse over the machine. That strength value down there, it actually is very important, apparently, or at least that's what I figured, managed to find out in the internet. Did you see, if you did not realize that the strength for the cardio just went down, go back to the video and try to see a point where I rover my mouse over this machine. You see that the strength of this machine was 13, now it's 12. So that value actually decreases with time, and the less strength it has, the faster it loses durability, or I don't know, condition, let's say. So you have to actually, or apparently I still have to make some tests with the game to better understanding this mechanic. But apparently when you replace the hardware, or I don't know if you have to replace the whole room, I'm not sure, this strength value here actually goes back to where to original value, which means that that information down there is an important one. And why the hell is that information not here with the rest of the information, the important information? Why did they thought of placing this value down there? It's not like there's not enough space for here for that. I mean, this window, not window, but the square here didn't need to be, for an example, this big. Could have been smaller, and then you could have placed extra information over here. I don't know. Why was it the case that they decided to do it that way? Because I don't know, it can be kind of easy to miss that information, especially because you can really hover over that value. There's nothing explaining you what they use for that information, even though this game is not very well known for explaining you, making tutorials for you. So, well, okay, I guess. How are we doing on the amount of money? Well, it hasn't been updated just yet. Are there any other interesting doctors around here? Might I have to... I don't really need to hire extra doctors or place extra GP's office, it seems. 4 people's in a queue supposedly is okay, not ideal, but I think we can handle it. It's alright to do so. So yeah, I think this is a very important design flaw, because it actually cause problems or impair the player's ability to fare well in the game, to understand the game, you know. So yeah, what the hell what the hell happened here? Now I was just thinking, man, why did they do that? And then I realized, well, sort of realized, or tried to find some justification or explanations for such fact. And is it the case that this kind of thing happens, you know? Sometimes you just commit mistakes, you do not realize. Well, I think we will have to go for another GP's office, apparently. Let's go for it then. While developing, well, suppose so, when you're developing a game, due to its the nature sometimes of such development being so hectic, so frenetic, or there's so many things to pay attention to, some things slip by, or I don't know, like I said, we are all human and sometimes we just don't realize things. Or perhaps the game hasn't been properly tested before being released, which death is a post. Let's see, let's try to find a doctor not that bad. Well, that one has just been hired apparently. This guy not that expensive and not that bad either. I think you can come to visit our hospital. I think it's alright. What is this? Okay, we've already seen that. What's this? We can help you. Go home. What was it talking about again now? Yeah, so I don't know. I think, of course, this was not like a lazy. This mistake or this flaw did not happen because developers or designers were lazy or because they are bad professionals or anything of the sort. I think it was an honest mistake. Let's say, it just slipped by them. They did not notice. I suppose this is the kind of thing that you only realize when you are playing the game. Yes, how the player will actually interpretate the game. How is the information laid out and what effect it will have on the gameplay, on the what is this? Emergency, one person with kidney beans. Really, I cannot handle that. Why the hell are you even sending me that? How are you doing on money? It hasn't been updated as yet. I have to wait for the month change apparently. What was I? Okay, so yeah, I'm guessing that it wasn't avoidable for them to commit such a mistake. It's not the worst mistake. It's an important one, definitely. It does impair your the gameplay. It does cause problems. It has some important consequences to commit such a mistake of placing that information over there, and especially not making giving any information about the meaning of that value down there. But I think it's alright. It's understandable that it was that it happened. Such mistake happened. So anyway, there we go. So I think now I have more information. I may be able to handle my machinery better now that I know kind of know how does it work. Yes. I think we won't have any more machinery blowing up on us around here. How are we doing? I think we are doing okay. I think 2GP's office was actually necessary. Was it? Because there's nobody else in line here for this one. Even though more patients seems to be coming by, I'm guessing. Well, then think here. Was there anything else I should talk about this machinery, or did I explain it properly? So yeah, when this you not only have to worry about keeping the machinery condition well or in a proper value, as you have to worry about having some extra money to replace the machinery. Now I really don't know how the machinery goes on. I can help you. I don't really know if you have to actually just replace the hardware, or if you have to get rid of the whole room and build a new one in order to renew the strength value. I have to have a look into that. Infectious laughter. I think this is an old one. Is that it? Is that? Yeah, it is. Right. There's actually one extra thing I ended up passing my eyes over while researching for this whole machine thing, which is the use for beans. I'm sure you have spotted. What the hell are you guys doing here? There's nothing for you to do in this place over here. What's this? Someone with spare ribs. Sorry, cannot help you. You guys come over. You need to be. I think I'll make you someone who will take care only of the machinery. Should be an interesting thing to do. So beans, as it happens, beans can only be placed inside rooms. What's this? Kidney beans cannot help you. How are we doing here? 3 people over there and 3 over there. I think 2GP's office is still alright. How is our money? Or we're making more money than we are losing. That's a good promise. A good premise. I mean, I think we'll wait until we reach, I don't know, perhaps 15,000 or 20,000 before making new rooms here. I just don't know what am I going to make next. Probably a ward and the operating theater. The ward over here and the operating theater over here. It's a pretty big space for just the operating theater. Perhaps I may place a GP's office here too. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about that. How has the money thing done? Well, actually we're losing a little bit of money. We're not really keeping up with the cost of the hospital. Let's see how will the next month do. Are there any new interesting doctors here which I should be hiring? Not really. There's this guy's not bad, but we don't really need more handymans. I think we are handling the. Let's get these handymans to repair this machinery because they are not really paying attention. Man, what the hell? Oh wait, this handyman. Even though he waits far too much before coming here to repair this machine, it seems. Look, but he's here. He's trying to repair it. He's ready to do so. So beans again. There I go, interrupting myself. Have I actually placed beans here? I don't know, because I placed them next to the doors. So how beans work? They actually help to keep your hospital clean. Patients apparently do use them, according to the internet. However, what you have to do is to place them by the doors for them to be used by the patients. You might remember that you cannot buy beans for some reason to place them in the corridors, which would make sense. But you can't do that. So you can do that only with inside rooms. And if you want to do that by the door. Yeah, so because otherwise, I don't know, apparently they will not. Oh, we'll run hospital. Okay, thank you. Some extra money is welcome. So do that by the door. Place the beans by the doors. Otherwise, I don't know. Suppose they will not be used. That's what I understood from what I've read on the internet. How hard is GP's office doing? One person over here. What are you guys waiting for? Psychiatrist. Where's my psychiatrist? Should have one. Do I need to hire extra? Yeah, I have two psychiatrists. You're a psychiatrist. There he comes. Are there too many people? Yeah, two people in line. I think that's okay. So yeah, all these little things, are they explained? Let me no, I can see description here. Yeah, they kind of explain you what they do, but it's not a very good explanation, mind you. Yeah, the fire extinguisher, for example, it minimizes danger from malfunctioning machinery. Well, what exactly does that mean? Is that the machinery will lose durability slower? It will not blow up? Do you have to place them on the hospital too, just in the rooms? You know, a little more information, because well, I'm not supposed. There's no way for me to just guess what's the use for these items. You know. The plants too, it keeps patient happy. How much of a difference do they play? And what does that mean to purify the air? Is that something that I really have to worry about? Does that mean I won't have as many infections? You know, remember from the previous scenario, there was all that infection thing going on. So, well, I don't know. The game should provide me with more information. I think that's one of the biggest flaws from this game, for not giving us enough explanations, informations for us to properly run the game, or perhaps even a tutorial. You know, well, even though a tutorial would be far more complicated than just plain text. But anyway. Can expect the player to just guess what they're supposed to do. I was just thinking now and remembering that it might be the case that they did this on purpose. I don't know if I commented on that already, but sometimes they would do such things as not giving enough explanations or tutorials, so they could sell this information or something like that, or feature them in magazines for you to buy. There was some kind of agreement. I don't know how did that work exactly, but I know that it was it was used as a reason for you to buy magazines back in the past. You would actually go to the I don't know where you would buy magazines, or what is the name of the place where you, in English that is, to buy magazines, but you would buy these magazines just to know how to play the game, sort of. I don't know, maybe in the manual, like I mentioned. Whatever the case, I think it's still a design flaw to not give the player all the information he needs inside the game. To make the... oh, it's a new condition, expected swelling. The cause, anything unexpected, right? Symptom, swelling. Cure, the swelling can only be reduced by lacing during an operation requiring two surgeons. Okay. Well, I can help you. Go home. We're not really making money, it seems. We're kind of slowly losing it. Well, apparently we're barely making any money, it seems. Yes, as you can see here. I was actually noticing these graphs don't make much sense. That is, how can 8,000, a value of 8,000, be below 3,000? It seems that the numbers are not pinned to the graph or something, because supposedly, well, from what I know about graphics, is that these lines here represent the value, right? So we'd have like 0, 100, 200, 300, 400, or 1,000, 2,000, and then you would draw your graphic based on the current value for each point of the graph, right? But no, these graphics, they are very different. I don't know, they're very weird actually. I suppose they don't have a correlation between them, so you can have all the graphics in one screen or one. I don't know. It's really weird. It's not. These graphics are not the type of graphic I'm used to work with. Because I was just thinking, well, so in this point here we're getting more money in than money out, but not really. You can't trace a correlation between these two graphs here, because the values are not matching, or I don't know. I think you got what I mean, right? Yeah, the values are not represented properly, let's say. Anyway, let's go back to it. What is this? Kidney beans cannot help you. Go home. How are these machineries doing? Come on, handyman, stay on top of these goddamn machines. It's your only job. How is the strength for them? It's one's still at 12. Losing? Wait, what? Did someone die in my hospital? 3/4 to lose the... Why are you saying that? Has anyone died in my hospital recently? What's going on? Why is he saying that? I don't know, he often say things that doesn't make much sense, like you have too many doctors, when you actually are using all those doctors. They are very important. In any case, how are we doing here? Well, 2GP's office seems to have been a good choice. Let me see here, reputation. We're doing fine on reputation. Cures, 14 cure. A good amount of visitors. I don't know, I think we're doing fine. What's this guy doing? He is diagnosed with hip pile. It's all about him getting earthquakes. Let's see. It's all about him getting healed, but no, first he needs to go to the bathroom, of course. So he has a higher chance of getting killed in or of dying in my hospital before being healed. Good job. Sleeping illness. Okay, this is an old one. What about this one? Sweetie Palms is a new one. Cause fear of job interviews. Yeah, I understand that feeling. Symptoms: handshake with patients are like grabbing a recently submerged sponge. Right? A cure: a psychiatrist must talk the patient out of this made-up disease. Which is funny, because if that person is making up diseases, that might actually be a psychiatric issue, you know. Man, so many. Come on, handyman, stay on top. I think I need to hire one extra handyman. But whatever the case, unfortunately our time has come to its end once more. So, thank you for your time. Hope you come by the next episode, as we are kind of, even though this guy is telling us that we are 3/4 of or something like that, we're about to lose this game here, or this scenario. What the hell's going on with this guy? There's someone which is about to die here. You, get out of my hospital. I don't want you to die in here. Even though he was still pretty far from doing so. Man, I need more GP's office, but we will have a look into all of that on the next episode. So I do thank you for your time. Hope you come by to see what will happen next for us, as things are getting a little bit more frenetic over here. So see you by then.